Welcome to live, guys. Welcome to your evening medication. We got the government shutdown that just took place, a little bit of an update on that, and some news about Trump sending troops to Oregon. And we're going to jump right in. So here we go. Get our sound up and boom.
Miller's comments come as officers that they, along with their guns, are now, quote, unleashed amid a federal crackdown on crime.
I see the guns and badges in this room. You are unleashed.
Stephen Miller's comments come as President Trump says the National Guard is now in place, his exact words, in Oregon, after federalizing 200 soldiers to protect, he says, immigration officials and an ICE facility in Portland. Out front now, the mayor of Los Angeles, California, Karen Bash. Los Angeles was the first Democratic-run city where Trump sent federal law enforcement before doing the same in Washington, D.C., Memphis, and Chicago. Now, of course,
What's
Portland.
up, James?
All right,
Welcome,
so we
brother.
start off with what you guys just heard. The ICE and federal authorities are being beefed up in these cities as planned, exactly what the 77 million people
Thanks for
voted
joining, guys. Welcome back.
Because we know crime in these cities have gone unchecked. I mean, it gotten to a point where, especially in California, they just threw their hands up and walked away. And now that the president is doing something about it, you have mainstream media and Democrats working overtime to try to manipulate their audience to get them to believe this is the wrong thing. Now, their main argument is this is not the way to solve crime. Then what is? Because whatever way you guys have been using, it clearly does not work. But
it's a great question. That's a great question. What is a good way to solve crime? Apparently what Trump is doing works. He sent troops to Washington, D.C., and apparently Washington, D.C. is good to go. What's wrong with that? If you have crime in your city and Trump says, dude, let me help you out, what would be holding you back? What's holding you back from helping your city? Even a little bit of crime. He could reduce any crime that you have in your city. Why would you not want it?
Here's what the Los Angeles mayor, Karen Bass, had to say in reaction. Take a listen.
Mayor Bass, Stephen Miller just told law enforcement that their guns are unleashed. That was his exact word, as you just heard. As the mayor of the second biggest city in America, what does that mean to tell law enforcement their guns are now unleashed?
Well, let me just register that this is such a tragic moment in our history. And
let me just register that? What does that even mean? Let me just register that. Yeah, they can't. That's what it is. It goes back to what Scott Jennings said. It's the beating heart of the Democratic Party is Donald Trump. If he's for it, they're against it, and they don't know anything else. You ask them anything specific, and they're like, "No, I don't know." He's the beating heart of the Democratic Party, and what is she even talking about? Let me just register that. I've never in my life heard someone say, let me register that. Let me hear this again.
As the mayor of the second biggest city in America, what does that mean to tell law enforcement their guns are now unleashed?
Well, let me just register that this is such a tragic moment in our history.
James, have you ever heard anybody say, let me just register that? Like, are you a bot, bro? Is that AI? Is she a robot?
And the experiment that started here.
Their guns are now unleashed.
Well, let me just register that this is such a tragic moment in our history, and the experiment that started here has now gone to other cities and is now being generalized. I believe that they have been dosing the American people so that this becomes normalized behavior. The statements that were made to the military yesterday, acknowledging that we are going to experiment with our cities and use our cities as training grounds for warfare.
Okay, so listen, this is once again Democrats using Armageddon language to try to persuade public opinion. It just isn't working because the fact of the matter is when it comes to polling, Americans trust Republicans when it comes to crime and illegal immigration. And you know what's interesting? Those are Republicans' greatest numbers. When it comes to Democrats' worst numbers, it's crime and illegal immigration. Now, this mayor goes a step further. She says that ICE is hunting Latinos. Take a listen.
Around racial profiling of Latinos, which we refer to here as the hunting of Latinos, that has created a blanket of fear around this city and has had detrimental impacts to our economy. We had 2 court decisions, and then the Supreme Court basically gave a green light to racial profiling. They are trying to...
The only blanket of fear there is in California is our fear that you're going to continue to destroy the city of the city and pretty much the county of LA. That's the only real fear. DeVory is awesome. That's the fear, is radical left lunatics like her running the second largest city in the country, bro. That's the fear.
Dial us back until impacts to our economy. We had 2 court decisions, and then the Supreme Court basically gave a green light to racial profiling. They are trying to dial us back to the 1940s, and that is a tragedy for the...
Are you saying you're not down to go along with the Supreme Court now? Are you not? Are you? You're the ones that say Donald Trump doesn't follow the courts. Now you're trying to tell us you don't like the courts now?
2 court decisions, and then the Supreme Court basically gave a green light to racial profiling. They are trying to dial us back to the 1940s, and that is a tragedy for the American people.
Okay, no, the real tragedy is that we have Democrats running cities where they allow crime to get out of control.
I called it before I even heard what he said. I honestly haven't even heard this whole clip. I honestly saved these so I could watch them with you. I can react in real time with you guys because I don't want to watch things and know what they're gonna say and then give like some staged reaction. I honest to God, I watch these with you guys. So let's go. But I called it. That's the only thing that we're worried about is people like Karen Bass running LA. I'm in Southern California, bro. I'm born and raised in SoCal. I'm in Orange County. Karen Bass is our only fear. People like her.
And when the citizens complain about that crime, they think investing in DEI and these woke policies will do something about it, to the point where they even entertained defunding the police. And some cities actually did that. And it only made crime worse. And now we have a president.
And the fire department worse. Remember when we had the fires recently out here in Southern California? Defunding the fire department made the fire situation way worse. We had fire engines that were broken down in an area they called the boneyard for fire engines, where they just sat without getting repaired. So they literally did not have enough fire engines because of that. These guys are out of control. DeVory is great, bro. Love him.
President who's willing to go all the way to solve this crime issue, and now you guys want to complain about it? I just don't understand how that math works. But let's get back.
Make it make sense, as DeVory says, bro. Make it make sense. The guy literally wants to help you turn your crime down, and you're like kicking and screaming when you could actually have a moment to like go, okay, bro, yeah, you know what? Let's side with him. Let's side with the guy. Fetterman, you know how much respect Fetterman gets on both sides of the aisle? Both sides of the American people. Forget about the aisle, the American people. Fetterman gets respect from both sides. That's a guy right there, bro, that is, he's got his head on straight, and he's the only one of the few people in the Democratic Party that I could say, after all of this nonsense that's happened and the major loss that the Democrats had in this last year and ongoing till now, he's the only one that's like doing something about it. Everyone else is still doing the same thing, expecting different results.
To what was really said from Stephen Miller, because we know CNN loves to undermine the Trump administration and take what Stephen Miller says out of context. And if you're a law enforcement officer or used to be one, pay attention to what he says and let me know how you feel about it. Take a listen.
To the Memphis Police Department, to the officers that I see sitting in front of me, we are about to provide you with a level of support you cannot even imagine. This isn't just a task force. This is a all of government unlimited support operation. ATF, DEA, FBI, ICE, Department of War, every resource we have. And they're not going to be sitting behind a desk at a keyboard. We are sending in real cops with guns and badges to go out with you on the street every single night making arrests. These are people who have taken down drug cartels, kingpins, the worst criminal offenders in the United States, standing with you shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. All we ask from you is to show up at roll call every single night with your brothers and sisters in the federal government and to go out and get the criminals off the street. And if you do that, I pledge to you, we will liberate this city from the criminal element that has plagued it for generations.
Now, for the law enforcement folks that watch my show.
Dude, that's awesome. And right here, David Stevenson says, Memphis residents so want this help. Curious how you know that, but I mean, that's obvious, bro. If anybody that lives in a town that's riddled with violence will take the help, bro. Anybody, bro. Anybody. And that's what makes me crazy is when I see the mayor of Chicago trying to fight Trump every step of the way when the people, his actual the residents in Chicago want the help. They want the help. They're like, bro, if we can have less crime, why are you fighting it? If we can have less crime, like what are we even talking about, bro? What is even like what is there to think about? Why can't you create, like, here's the thing, bro, as a Democrat, why can't you use this as a method to like, you know, improve your position, you know, get some help with Trump, maybe, you know, be that person that kind of brings both sides together in a way to improve things. You know, it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, it's like I always, whenever I have situations like that, I try to find ways where we can win-win. You know what I mean? Where you can make the best of the situation. And it's like the Democrats don't get it. They keep making it worse. They just keep digging deeper and deeper. And it's like, bro, you keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. We all know what that is, what they call that.
Which I'm very grateful that you do. Please tell me your reaction to what Stephen Miller said, and you let me know if anything he said in there was wrong, illegal. Does that sound like he's going to terrorize the neighborhoods of Memphis? That sounds like a dream that police officers want, that they want to come true. Like they want the federal authorities to say, hey, we'll give you resources. We'll give you manpower. There's nothing like when you have an abundance of people that can help you accomplish a mission. Okay. And that's exactly what's happening. And
which rights? This guy wants Trump to take everyone's rights away. Which rights, bro? Which rights has Trump taken away, bro? Please. Name one.
And the fascinating thing is, what is going to happen when Memphis crime significantly goes down just like Washington, D.C.? What happens if they achieve the same thing in Portland? How do Democrats argue about that then? They're trying now, and I believe they're failing. So I don't think they're going to have anything to say if this ends up working out. Now, here's more of what Stephen Miller had to say.
This is not just a strategy shift. This is an attitude shift. We are not going to live in an environment anywhere where there is a street that belongs to a criminal, where there is a neighborhood that belongs to a gang, where there is any physical space anywhere that belongs to anyone other than the law-abiding citizens and families of Memphis. The idea that there is a square inch of block in this city where a citizen doesn't feel safe is unacceptable. This is Memphis. This is the United States of America, and all that bullshit is done. It's over. It's finished.
All right, so allow me to share a quick message from today's sponsor, Bear. Once again, the interesting thing, would you ask from a president? It's Memphis, who's all...
Those of you saying due process, last time I checked, bro, we got judges and they're doing everything in their power, and Trump is going along with everything they're doing. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. That's called gaslighting, bro. You guys are gaslighting. Let's go.
About this. Take a look.
Let's go.
Take a listen to a man that we talked to in a neighborhood that basically says he welcomes the idea of this federal action.
You can't be satisfied living in a city where You can't go to the gas station. You go to the gas station, you make it become a statistic. That's real. I tell my wife, do not go to the gas station at night. But now, sometimes you can't go to it in the daytime. You know, I don't come out my front door without looking out the window first, left and right.
Okay, so if you can't even go to the gas station at 8 p.m. at night without getting mugged, that tells you your city is filled with crime. I mean, no.
Who wants to live who wants to let's put it this, who wants to live in a city that's riddled with violence and crime? Nobody. Who doesn't want help? Who would not want that help if they said, dude, let's get some help to bring the crime down? Why would you say no? Give us a reason, bro.
No question. It's an issue. And you know what the crazy thing about all this? We're talking about black people, ultimately. Okay? This is a city that is predominantly black.
Yeah, the reality is it's the same thing is happening. The same thing he's probably going to say right now is the same thing that goes for Chicago. It's black on black crime. The majority of it the numbers are, it's black on black crime. So what are you doing? You're literally helping black people out a lot, but everyone as a whole by reducing the crime. Why would you say no?
So you have black people committing crimes against other black people. Why do I bring that up exactly? Because it's just hypocrisy and broken ideas that Democrats sell to the black community. They say they are trying to help the oppressed. They're not doing it.
Okay, we finally got someone to say something. Mr. Mason Trinidad says help from the military. That's not what they're for. First of all, that's not what they're for, is why you say we don't want the help. If they say, you know what, we're the military and we do military stuff, but right now we're going to come help you with crime, you're going to say, nah, we don't want it because that's not what you're for. Are you okay? Are you okay? You're good with people that continue to be killed because that's not what they're for. What are you talking about? Let them stop the murders. Let them stop the crime. Let them stop the looting. Let them stop the gang banging. Let them stop all that stuff. The dumbest answer I've heard, which at least you came out and said it, bro. Honestly, Mason Trinidad, at least you said it. I give you, you got guts, and thank you, because this is a discussion we want to talk about and have everyone learn. We're learning. At least you said something, bro. Let them stop the crime, even if it's not, even if that, let's just go along with your premise. That's not what they're for, which we can argue it. We can debate that. But even if we go along with it, who cares? Who cares? Let them come and help you, bro. So let me ask you, let me get this straight. If your cousin is in Memphis and he's getting, let's say, murdered, you're going to say, don't save him if you're in the military because that's not what you're there for. What? If I'm in Memphis tomorrow, if I go to Memphis tomorrow and someone's going to commit some violence against me and the military could be there to help out, you're going to say, no, let this guy go down. That's not what they're there for. Is that what it is? That's weird, bro. That is, it's hard to wrap your head around that mentality. It's weird. Make sense. Make sense of it. Talk, bro. Talk. Say something instead of calling names and stuff. Talk. It's okay. I'm passionate, but I'll listen to you. Give me a good reason. Give me a good reason. Why wouldn't you want the help to crank down the crime for that moment? Weird, bro.
Doing anything about crime? Isn't it interesting? The guy they say who is a white supremacist, a racist, is actually doing something that will help the black community by cracking down on crime so someone's grandmother doesn't get knocked out, killed, or her car stolen.
Thank you.
Now, isn't that something that is positive? I wonder if black leaders will say something about it.
They
Chances
do.
are the answer is no, especially when they continue to think just like this lady.
Memphis has a history of racialized violence in the city. If you think back to the sanitation workers strike, so bringing troops here puts black and brown communities at a higher risk to be targeted, and potentially pulling funds and resources from the communities that need them.
What?
Jake, you've had me on your show several times, and we've been covering crime throughout the pandemic, and we saw that spike back in 2020. Cities have been struggling to get crime back down. We see year lows now, 25% down according to the police department here. The Chief Davis, has been working to get crime down. We know federal resources will help. The mayor says they want those extra federal resources, but there are people in this community who are scared that a heavy hand here could lead to some sort of action. Let's not forget that this is where Tyrese Nichols was also killed. But they want action. They want to see gun crime tampered down a lot. One other thing, as the HEXF talked to the troops here, we know that Elon Musk even bought food for them as they get ready to hit the streets tonight. There's a lot of support for them as they do this action.
I agree with Priceless Picture. Criminals bad, National Guard clean it up. It doesn't matter. Look at this guy. Tall E is saying this is America, not Russia or North Korea. Military in neighborhoods. This is not military permanently in neighborhoods. This is military coming in to crank down the violence and help out, clean it up, and then they go back. And well, they can help out and get everyone lined up and show them how to keep the city under control and bounce. They're good. This guy's saying, gangsters are gonna wait. No, bro, not if they're locked up. Not if they're locked up. What rock did you crawl from under? You have no idea the cause of violence in our community. What are you talking about, bro? As if there is no crime in other communities, but it's okay to target our community with the military? No. Well, we have numbers, bro. We live in 2025. There's such a thing as numbers, okay? And we know where the numbers are higher. And just like we did with Washington, D.C., the numbers were high. What did they do? They went in, they cranked it down. They reduced the crime in Washington, D.C. And what happened? It's good. It's not like what the lady just said where, it's going to make it worse. Make it worse. The crime went to almost zero. What are you guys talking about? It's like you guys are living under a rock. It's like you woke up just this morning. Forget about yesterday. You woke up just this morning and you had no idea what happened with Washington, D.C. a month ago. Go to Washington, D.C. Is it a military state? No. It's clean and beautiful now. Yeah. It's clean. It's wonderful. Go to Washington, D.C. It's clean. It's good. It's not it's not North Korea. Let me ask you this. Is Washington, D.C. North Korea? No. So stop doing that. Stop doing fear mongering like the Democrats do. They have give us actual, real things, juicy stuff that we could actually debate. Not just blatantly thrown out. North Korea, it's going to be North Korea. It's going to be Russia. What do you even mean? We literally have points of reference. It's called Washington, D.C. It's called L.A. Is L.A. Korea now? No. They came in, they kept things under control, and they bounced. Washington, D.C., they came in, they cleaned it up. There's no crime. It's not a military state. It's not North Korea. And again, you have nothing to respond with, so all you do is mock me. It's clean and beautiful now, ha ha ha. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Yep. And then here's another guy calling names. You're a fool. Okay. Are you talking? Wait, I don't know. Maybe he's not talking to me. Maybe he's talking to Mason. Yeah, they're sipping on CNN and MSNBC Kool-Aid, bro. That's right, VR 2K8. That's what they're doing, bro. They don't use their minds. They don't think for themselves. They don't think for themselves, bro. That's the problem. Did you talk to Jesse about you two doing a live together? Yes. Eastern Lolo, what's up, bro? I emailed him after we placed the big order for those T-shirts for all of us. I emailed him back and I said, listen, we would love to have you on the show because myself and my subscribers we're big fans and would love to have you on the show. So we'll see if we can get him on the show, bro. It'll be fun. And you're sucking on the tangerine taint. Call it what you want, but give us some things to discuss. You're just calling names. That's all you're doing. You're doing the same thing that you accused Trump of doing. I don't like how Trump talks. Why can't he just talk and say stuff? Oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh, I'm going to cry. You're doing the same thing. All you do is calling names, bro. Say something. Say something real. Is there another James Henry? I don't know. Why not increase police presence instead of military? Because your Democratic officials don't understand how to solve crime and to be good leaders in that sense. So the ones that are running these cities, they won't do it. They want to defund the police. That's why. Jerome R. He says, why not increase police presence instead of the military? Because the Democrats want to, if anything, defund the police. I mean, make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense, bro. It's completely whacked. Tataka. The government that is not working should not receive paychecks. The portion of the government that is working should be paid. Please elaborate. Love to learn more. Okay, let's keep listening.
Over the next couple of days.
Well, what do you know? Elon Musk purchasing food for veterans that are in Memphis, Tennessee right now. That is just great news. I like to see that the administration can get along with Elon Musk. I think that's all great for everybody, right? But let's just get back to, obviously, the wokeness that we just heard. She says this deployment's going to hurt black and brown people. Lady, black and brown people are hurting black and brown people. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Black
exactly.
people are doing more damage to each other than whatever you think Trump is doing. Now, that statement, you would only...
Let me play this again for you guys on the left.
Here, we
get along with Elon Musk. I think that's all
Right,
great
this
for
part.
everybody, right? But let's just get back to, obviously, the wokeness that we just heard. She says this deployment's going to hurt black and brown people. Lady, black and brown people are hurting black and brown people. What are you talking about? Black people are doing more damage to each other than whatever you think Trump is doing. Now, that statement, you would only agree to it if you have critical thinking skills. But if you have been sipping propaganda for years on end, you can't reason with that idea. You automatically will reject it because it doesn't match your paradigm. So
What are you guys saying here? If you want to stop crime, create jobs. Okay, bro. Essential employees is not shut down. Yeah. Trump is creating jobs. Do you know how many manufacturing jobs he's bringing back to America? How many billions of dollars companies like Apple are spending to build new factories in America? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Oh, they've been trying to recoup. Okay, yeah. I'm reading your guys' comments here. Michelle says, preach it, brother. They cannot stand the truth. They can't take the truth. You can't handle the truth. Let's see if you guys know where that's from. If you want jobs to stay in there, you have to not rob them of high level. Okay. Tell us what you mean. He soaks truth if the violence from the black people. Not sure what that means. These people make my head hurt with these statements. Yeah, I agree. No, that's not true. Apple is producing more now in China. Happy feet. You're too lost into CNN and MSNBC. Are you not aware of what Apple just announced for because of Trump? Here, let's do this. Let's just to entertain you guys or to oblige you. To oblige you guys. Here you go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. President, thank you very much for having me here today. You've been a great
Do you guys recognize the guy on the right?
advocate for American innovation and manufacturing. I'm grateful for your leadership and your commitment. That's a commitment we share at Apple because American innovation is central to everything we do. Our products are designed here, we're hiring and growing here, and we support 450,000 jobs with thousands of suppliers and partners in all 50 states. Earlier this year, we made
CNN and MSNBC and The View won't show you this, so I will.
our largest ever spending commitment, $500 billion to the U.S. over the next 4 years. That's already yielding results. Earlier this year, we broke
Let me play that again.
Earlier this year, we broke ground on a new factory, and that's already yielding results. We made our largest ever spending commitment, $500 billion to the U.S. over the next 4 years. That's already yielding results. Earlier this year, we broke ground on a new factory in Houston to make advanced AI servers. And just last month, the very first test unit rolled off that factory's line, proudly made in America.
So for those of you saying, not true, they're doing it in China. Oh, you guys are liars. This is the truth, bro, right here. Your places, your news media, your sources won't show you that. Why? Because it makes your orange man look good, your Cheeto man look good, and they can't have that. They can't have that. Great White Hope, don't be mad. Yeah, buddy. The Great White Hope. They won't show you the Great White Hope when he wins. And you guys like that. You actually prefer that. And I say that coming as a Democrat. A couple years ago, I was a Democrat. I was a hardcore Democrat. And I know what it's like. You don't want to see Trump win. Be honest, bro. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, bro. But you just got showed up. You just got showed up. I just showed you right here, right in front of your face. $400 billion. Great White Hope, ladies and gentlemen. The Great White Hope. Don't be a beta. Don't be a beta. Let's keep going and finish this segment.
I don't know where she's going with that. And then, of course, the guy had to bring up Tyrese Nichols. Listen, guys, if you've been crying about crime and now the federal government wants to.
This guy's crying, bro. He's using the F word, Professor Jax. One effing company. That's one of many that I'm going to show you that your networks and places you go to for news won't show you. And I don't have to show you all of them. They're all, you know what's one of the biggest corporations with the most money in the world who's doing the same thing? Can you take a guess? One of the biggest. NVIDIA. Bro, we could go down the list of companies, bro. We could go down the list of companies. Go right down the list. What's up, State Line? Didn't see you there, bro. My bad. I'm like going off over here. I'm like breaking a sweat almost. I'm having a good time because they're making it easy, bro. They're making it easy for me, dude. I got to show the clip State Line sent, and then I want to show the one I sent him. But dude, dude, that's one of many companies. And exactly, make America great again. That's what we're doing, baby. Professor Jax, are you done using the F word and like having a tantrum and getting your panties in a bunch? Oh man, Apple is one of many that you guys in the chat were like, oh, Apple is doing more in China now, not here. It's like, nah. All of these companies are coming here, and guess why? The Great White Hope. The man on the left, ladies and gentlemen, the Great White Hope.
To do something about it, I don't want to hear you complain. Okay? Because at least something's being done about it. It's crazy how people act. A lack of gratitude. And I think the attitude really comes from people who are watching MSNBC because here's what they think about it.
Michelle, let's start with you. What is your reaction to the expansion of the military's presence throughout American cities? Is this normal?
I mean, no, it's not normal. I think that.
Is this normal? Oh my God, bro! Bro, just. Is it a they them? Is it a? I don't know, bro. Guys, quick question: can men breastfeed? For those of you on the left, just quick question, bro. Can men breastfeed? What happened to Professor Jax? Quick question for you, Professor Jax. Can men breastfeed, bro? It's too easy, man. You guys won't even change anything. You guys will just keep running with the losing angles that you've been driving for the last I don't know how long, bro. Just change it up.
That, we've been talking a lot about for years, we're on the verge of authoritarianism.
Oh, dude, that's a good one. Corey Geathers, dude, that's true. That's the lady from Mad TV. Oh, dude, you're so right, bro. You're so right. Let me pull that up. Oh my God, bro. It is. It is. Good call, dude. It really is, bro. Look. Oh my God. It is. Oh my God, bro. Bro, that was so hot. Dude, that was a good one, dude. Right here. That's her from Mad TV, guys. Miss Kwan. Oh my God, bro, you called it. This is what you see, I would never have caught that. That's why I love you guys, man. I love you guys. I honestly love you guys. Dude, this is so good. Dude, look at this. It's the girl from Mad TV, bro. And to think I almost didn't come on tonight. This honestly is an inflection point in my life. I need to turn up the AC. Babe, can you turn the AC down, please? I'm heating up here. Oh my God, bro. Okay, so wow, what, dude? That was a good one. Whoever that is, bro. Corey, dude. Corey, good call, bro. Please, dude, that was so good. Please, bro, you gotta come on more often, dude. That was, whew. Okay, that is. Look at her face right here, and look at this right here. Boom, boom. Holy cow. Okay, sorry guys. I went off on a tangent there on that because that one got me good. And here's her name, guys. So if anyone ever asks you and you want to pull one out and go look at this, Michelle Goldberg, New York Times columnist. Michelle Goldberg. And Michelle Goldberg sounds like a Jewish name. Why would the Democrats have her on? They hate Jews now. They're racist. I thought the Democrats now hate Jews. Why would they have her on MSNBC? Isn't Goldberg a Jewish last name? Ooh, I caught him, bro. And then they love to call everyone on the right racist. And then they're the ones that are super racist right now. Bro, should we listen to her? Or I mean, this was better than anything she could say to us, to be honest with you. Let's just be real. What just happened was better than anything she could utter right now. But let's see.
We might lose our democracy. I think that we're pretty well here. When you have a president stand up before the entire military and basically say, I want you, or you're going to use American cities as training grounds for your foreign wars, when he declares huge swaths of the populace his enemies, when he sends the military to intimidate and potentially.
And then what's going on with the girl on the right? What's up with this? They picked an all-star cast today. Look at this. Look at this, bro. What's going on? What is this, bro? Oh my God. That's Bobby Lee, dude. Dude, look at this. What is this here?
Crush them.
Let's just pay attention to the language she's using. She says that the president is sending the military to intimidate and potentially crush American citizens. I'll say it before and then I'll say it again, which is the only people crushing American citizens are criminals. And that's exactly why he's sending in the military, to protect the federal assets from these criminals like Antifa and these far left groups that are vandalizing federal property, obstructing ICE officers, in some case assaulting them. That's why the president has the legal authority. Nothing about what he is doing is illegal at this point. He has the authority to send in 200 National Guard troops to protect ICE officers, ICE property, ICE detention facilities. It's federal property. But of course, they're not going to tell you that because it goes counter to their narrative. Now, speaking of going counter to your narrative, Hakeem Jeffries thought it was a great idea. Now we're talking about government shutdown stuff, to go on to CNN again. And you know what's interesting? And I got to give credit here. So Fake Tapper is now on board with confronting Jeffries over the provision we talked about in the earlier video of today, where they want to give taxpayer money as far as funding healthcare for illegal aliens. Just watch it for yourself. Take a look.
So let me ask you about a provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about, and Democrats want to talk about, extending the Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of 2025. But they talk about the provisions, and it's right here, subtitle E, and this has to do with the repeal of healthcare subtitle changes, and specifically what it is. How they characterize it is, you want to give health insurance to undocumented immigrants. I understand that's not really an accurate depiction, but what it does do is...
It's a lie.
It's a lie, but what you support does bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera.
He did say fake tapper, which is the first time I heard it, and I like it. I'm going to use that from now on. Fake tapper. And what he just said, I mean, you got to hand it to him. He called them out, and he's saying some of it goes to illegal immigrants, but we know that a lot of it goes to illegal immigrants.
Et cetera, but about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented. Bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals, some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera, et cetera. But about
asylum seekers, protected status, what, you know,
their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal. Why even include that in a bill, knowing that they're going to seize right upon that and use that to message?
All right, so I think that kind of answers the question why, in my opinion, CNN has been a little annoyed at Democrats today based on the clips that we've seen, because, again, Democrats don't have an answer. And they're continuing to make mistake after mistake after mistake. And when CNN is even calling out the same stuff we were just talking about, where if Democrats got their way, they would take out from the one big beautiful bill that bans funding for health care when it comes to illegal immigrants. I mean, it's as clear as day. We went through it. If you haven't seen it yourself, go watch that video. I show you the actual screenshots of it. So, of course, what's interesting is Fake Tapper does it again. This time he's with Senator Mullen, and he says, he basically admits again that funding is going to illegal aliens. Take a look.
Emergency Medicaid reimbursements to hospitals, some of which does go to undocumented immigrants using health care there to those hospitals. Some of it is also for people who are in this country legally but are not citizens, people who are refugees or people who have temporary protected status.
Well, actually, it goes further than that, because in the One Big Beautiful Bill, it has a line saying cut and fraud, waste, and abuse, specifically saying that Medicaid and Medicare benefits cannot go to an illegal alien. Underneath this CR, that it's going to cost the taxpayers $1.5 trillion to keep government open for 4 weeks, it specifically, by line, X's that part out.
So that's the senator explaining it again to Fake Tapper. Listen, we went into depth about it. Again, if you want to see it for yourself, just watch the next video. I'll link it at the end of this. But I can't tell you how sad it is to see politicians just straight up lie. And I get it. They all lie. I get that. But these are one of those lies where it's like, you guys do understand that we can read, right? I mean, you're basically playing the president's game and you're losing miserably. I mean, when the president is memeing you and trolling you on social media and having fun, that means you've already lost, basically. Okay. Now, what's also interesting is Hakeem Jeffries, if we go back to him, during his press conference earlier today, because he did hold one in response to everything here, one of the reporters asked him, well, since we're in a government shutdown, will you stop receiving payment as well? Because some members of Congress are saying they will not take a salary as long as the government is shut down. I thought it was a great question. I guess he didn't. Take a listen.
So there's been several members of Congress that have asked their pay to be withheld if this shutdown extends. Do you advise Democratic members to do that, or is it up to them?
Yeah, that's a question that every individual member is going to have to make on their own, as has always been the case in the past.
Will you withhold yours?
First of all, that question is not even a ripe one, because we're anticipating that this shutdown issue will be resolved.
Well, it will be resolved, but it will probably come at you guys eating your own words and admitting that you were wrong on how you approach this entire situation. But anyway, let's just get to what you guys have to think about, or what you guys have to say.
All right, so that's enough of Devori. He's awesome. He provided a great take on this stuff. We got someone else in the chat that's showing us showing us the way of a Democrat. Look, so Graham here is telling us the abject stupidity displayed by you two is mind-boggling. Who are you talking about, bro? Graham, who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? And is that Hakeem Jeffries in your profile picture? Okay. So yesterday we had these memes that we had going back and forth. We had Trump, let's see, Trump IG. So here's Donald Trump's IG. Donald Trump gave us a beautiful, wonderful clip here that he reposted of Hakeem Jeffries. And here's that clip. Guys, I'm sure you've seen this. Hakeem Jeffries got really mad when he saw this. He got his panties in a bunch, and he came back and said, if you're going to do something, Mr. President, next time when you see me in the Oval Office, say it to my face.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats.
This is the video that President Trump posted about Hakeem Jeffries and Schumer, and this got these guys all bent out of shape. And then they came out and called him out, and then Trump responded with another video. So we're gonna play this, kind of in succession, so you can see how it goes.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too. Look, guys, there's no...
So, yeah, that's it, bro. James, I'm telling you, bro, this is the bet. This is such a good one. Mr. H, this is it, bro. So that was what Trump posted. Hakeem Jeffries says to say it to my face. Let me see if I can pull that up. It's somewhere in my history here, bro. Let me see here. Let me pull that up. Hakeem Jeffries. Is this it?
Good afternoon, everyone. And the healthcare crisis, one big America. Cancel the cuts, lower the costs, save healthcare. It's devastating to enact a spending agreement that agenda have consistently addressed the Republican healthcare crisis. We had a conversation, shut the guts to try to extract and jam.
No, that wasn't it. Hakeem Jeffries, bro, where are you at, bro? Where are you at? Where are you at, bro? Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is it right here.
Out through a racist. Next time you have
So Trump puts out this video that I just showed you guys.
Look,
this
guys,
one here.
There's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit.
So Trump posts that. Hakeem gets bent out of shape. He says this here. Ready? Here we go.
We are fighting to lower the high cost of living.
Right here. Hold on.
And to
He's about
protect
say
the
it.
health care of everyday Americans. And Mr. President, the
Here we
next
go.
time you have something to say about me, don't cop out through a racist and fake AI video. When I'm back in the Oval Office, say it to my face. Say it to my face.
Say it to my face. Ooh, Trump is shaking in his boots. All right, so then Hakeem says this. President Trump says, okay, all right. and he puts this out.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault. It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault. It's a disgusting video.
Oh man. And then it kept going. Okay? It kept going. And what do I mean by that? It kept going. And here's where it kept going. This is my Instagram, guys. And now I'm going to these because I saved some of these. And now we're here. Hate to break it to you, but it's not going to stop. This part right here. This part right here. Oh, this is so good. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive, guys. Soak it in. Take it all in. Whether you're on the left or the right. Take it in, man. It's one of those times. It's not going to be like this again. Just soak in this moment. You have a president that does this and creates this moment. Look, just. Yes! 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 God, it's so good. I can't stop. I want to stop the video. But what, just oh my God. Guys, please. It's October 1st, 2025. If someone asks you, hey, what was it like in those days? Just say, dude, there was this day. We had this president. Just tell them we had this president, and there was this stuff going on, and these memes and these things going back and forth. It was a special time. It was a great time. It was we were going at it. Democrats and Republicans were doing their thing. They always do, but boy, did our president make it entertaining. Oh, God. The Great White Hope, guys. The Great White Hope. Oh, man. It's just one of those times. It really is. There's another one, too. There is this one right here. It's just, it's just one of those times, guys. It's just one of those moments in the world.
Look, if you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted
in one moment,
would you capture it or let it slip?
But Wow, what a time to be alive. Guys, please just don't forget it. It's October 1st, 2025. Trump started a new thing, another funny set of memes and stuff, and this time it's the Democrats wearing sombreros with mustaches, and it's just incredible. It's wonderful. And then we had the lady with the hair. This lady right here. Oh, so good. Oh, guys. Wow. It's incredible. I don't want I was going to go to this.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. This is an excellent hearing, and we really, really appreciate your leadership, incredible leadership on this topic and on this issue. And I'd also like to thank our witnesses, Ms. Turner and Ms. McNabb, for particularly moving testimonies, and thank you for your bravery.
And then this situation right here. This situation. This is the kind of stuff, like, as we said, Democrats, please, there's ways you can win. Just call stuff out. Stop the stuff that you know nobody agrees with, but you won't do it. You won't do it. And so what happens? You create this right here. Watch this.
For coming here. I know it takes a lot of guts to testify before a congressional committee. Mr. Layfield, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Do you think that men should be allowed in women's locker rooms?
Sir, those regulations are set by tournament organizers.
I'm just asking you yes or no. Do you think men should be allowed in women's locker rooms?
I don't have a personal opinion on
You don't
that,
have
sir.
you have a personal opinion on a lot of things, but not on that?
Sure. I mean, it's a locker room is not really an area where people interact.
So the answer is yes.
I don't
Do you
really
think
have
that men should be allowed to share showers with women in athletic facilities?
I think that showering is a private activity and that it should be private.
And it should be private. There's oftentimes communal showers. Are you okay with men showering with women?
I don't have an opinion on that in the context of you.
For James Kirk and IC and you guys, can men breastfeed? Can men breastfeed?
You don't. Interesting. That's an astounding thing to not have an opinion on. I think most normal people have an opinion on that.
Let's go back.
I think most normal
listen
people
to this.
Be private. There's oftentimes communal showers. Are you okay with men showering with women?
I don't have an opinion on that in the context of USA.
You don't. Interesting. That's an astounding thing to not have an opinion on. I think most normal people have an opinion on that. Are you okay with women being at a disadvantage when competing against men in sports?
Sir, mixed events happen all the time, and women are often...
That's not my question. Are you okay with... Let me ask you...
Yeah, Mr. H, I agree, bro. I should ask him, what is a woman? What is a woman?
This way, are you okay with disadvantage when competing on that? Are you okay with women being at a disadvantage when competing against men in sports?
Sir, mixed events happen all the time, and women are often...
That's not my question. Are you okay with... Let me ask it this way. Are you okay with cis females being at a disadvantage?
If their competitor, assuming that you're talking about...
It's a yes or no question.
Female, that they've met the requirements set forth in the policy.
Why did you post on social media for the world to see? You were asked in an anonymous question, which you posted online, are you okay with cis females being at a disadvantage? You said, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was Congressman Cloud that had asked me about that, sir, and I'm happy to address it again. That was a one-word answer to a more nuanced topic, and I feel like if I could take it back and expound a little bit more than what I had there.
Reclaiming my time.
Sure.
Do you think that women, excuse me.
Oh my God, bro. James, the men can't breastfeed successfully. They can breastfeed, just not successfully. I love that's like milking a bull, I guess. A steering wheel holder. That's oh, bro, this is insane. This is so good, bro. I'm breaking a sweat, bro. Come on.
Do you think that parents who don't
guy
want to
flat out online, this flat guy flat out online said yes, he's okay with women being at a disadvantage because of men being in women's sports. Let's hear this again.
In an anonymous question which you posted online, are you okay with cis females being at a disadvantage? You said yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was Congressman Cloud that had asked me about that, sir, and I'm happy to address it again. That was a one-word answer to a more nuanced topic, and I feel like if I could take it back and expound a little bit more than what I had there.
Reclaiming my time.
Sure.
Do you think that women, do you think that parents who don't want their daughters competing against men in women's sports are whiny?
No, sir.
You don't? Why did you write that on social media? I've got a
Damn,
picture.
bro. He's got the receipts, bro. Look at this. Oh, damn. Look at, why did you? Let's go back, bro. Let's go back. Hold on.
Daughters competing against men in women's sports are whiny. Daughters.
Found a little bit more than what I had there.
Reclaiming my time.
Sure.
Do you think that women, do you think that parents who don't want their daughters competing against men in women's sports are whiny?
No, sir.
You don't? Why did you write that on social media? I've got a picture here where you posted that. You were allegedly responding to a parent who didn't want their daughter being beaten up by men in sports competitions. You said, I'm not going to pull her from the sport and write a whiny email announcing my departure.
Sir, Congressman Jack had asked me about that, and want to be crystal clear, that was an inappropriate message.
Do you think that they're cowardly?
Sir, no, I don't. I don't at all. And in fact,
why did you write that on social media?
I regret it, sir. I deleted it shortly after posting, and I certainly don't feel that way anymore. And given a lot of the messages that we receive, and even conversations that I've had,
do you think
dude got cooked? Oh, dude got cooked, bro. Oh, that was he skewered him, bro. He skewered him. It was like that, bro. Mr. H, I agree. Antifa is going to FAFO in Oregon for sure. IC wants to bring up the Epstein files. Love it. Every once in a while we get someone in here that wants to bring up the Epstein files. Let's ask you something, bro. Where was your love for the Epstein files when your favorite president, Joe Biden, was in office? Where was that? Is it not true that your favorite president, President Biden, did nothing about the Epstein files, about Epstein at all? And the only reason we are where we are with the Epstein files is the Great White Hope. Guys, help me out with that. How is that? Where was your love, bro? Your favorite president, bro? Mr. IC. Thanks for bringing that up, actually. Thanks for bringing that up. Now, I agree. Trump said he'll release everything and hasn't done that. And I will call him out for that because I am not crazy and I'm able to call people out. And I don't know if he's released everything, but if there is more, he should release it. I agree, and I will call that out. But let's be real. He's the only one that did anything about the Epstein files or Epstein or anything to do with it. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, bro. Crickets. Crickets. That's what I thought.
I think that parents who don't want their daughters competing against men in sports should be compared to the Ku Klux Klan?
No, absolutely not.
Their daughters competing against...
So, no, I don't. I don't at all. And in fact...
Why did you write that on social media?
I regret it, sir. I deleted it shortly after posting, and I certainly don't feel that way anymore. And given a lot of the messages that we receive, and even conversations that I've had,
do you think that parents who don't want their daughters competing against men in sports should be compared to the Ku Klux Klan?
No, absolutely not. And
why did you
I
do
said that in the message, sir.
Why did you do that?
That was inappropriate.
That was inappropriate?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're right. That isn't inappropriate. I'd like to read what you wrote and what you posted on social media.
Sure.
Responding allegedly to a lady who had these concerns. The only wizard that's going to dig you out of the myopic hole you've put yourself and your family in is one of the, quote, grand wizard variety.
inappropriate, sir, and I acknowledge that I said it, and I will commit to never making a message like that again.
That was in response to a parent.
Oh, no, I hit the wrong button.
Thank you, madam.
No, I don't.
Dude got cooked, bro. Dude got cooked. Whoo! Woo! Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Dude's crisp. He's crisp. He put a fork in him, bro. He's done. He's done.
I don't at all. And in fact,
why did you write that on social media? That you're right. That was in response to a parent, according to you on social media, who had a problem with this. Was this a real email that you were responding to?
It was a real email, sir. I did not respond to it and hit send.
This was a real email. Did an actual parent write this, or did you write this email?
It was written by an actual person claiming to be a parent. They were not a member of our
Were you that actual person?
No, sir.
You were not that actual person, but you staged this whole interaction.
The response, sir, was not real, and I regret that.
Okay. You think inclusivity presumably is a big part of the fencing community, is that right?
I would say so, sir. We're a very welcoming community, and I'm proud of that.
Are you welcoming to Trump supporters?
Absolutely.
Then why did you, in your Facebook page, from the fencing coach, write, imagine being one of 71 million people dumb enough to vote re-election for a treasonous clown who's permanently banned from Twitter for inciting an insurrection, you mad MAGA bros?
I acknowledge that I stated that in my personal capacity, sir. However, as chair,
that was from the fencing coach.
I have to acknowledge that 77 million people voted for him in re-election.
That wasn't your personal capacity. That was from your capacity as, quote, the fencing coach online.
Yes, that is my blog, sir. That's my publication, and I acknowledge writing that.
All right, my time is up. Thank you.
Representative Brandon Gill, Congressman Brandon
Gentleman yields
Gill,
back.
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, and I recognize the gentleman from the great state of Texas, Mr.
Brandon Gill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for holding this hearing today on what I believe to be one of the probably the most important issue that our country faces right now, which is illegal immigration. Mr. Hauser, I've got a few questions for you. You were Chief of Staff for ICE, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What years were you there?
2021 to 2023.
So that was during the Biden administration, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Got it. So presumably you're well-versed in border security and immigration enforcement, is that right?
Yes, sir. I would say that I'm very aware. I also worked at CBP under the Obama administration. Yes, sir.
Got it. So you've got a lot of experience there. I'm going to ask you a few questions. In an interview with the Daily Blast on February 28th, 2024, you mentioned, quote, you can't deter and punish your way to lowering encounters at the border, end quote. Do you think you were right or wrong about that?
100%, sir. What we've seen...
100% what? Right or wrong?
100% I was correct.
You were correct about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The idea that you just dismantle an immigration system is not... There was a mandate to the Trump administration.
Illegal alien border encounters are down 95% right now. I think you were wrong about that. You also said, quote, the idea that you can turn off the border is just not factual. Do you think that was right or wrong?
Sir, the threats that we're still seeing across the border...
Do you think you were right or wrong about that statement?
What's that, sir?
My question is, were you right or wrong about that statement?
When you turn off the
turn
immigration
off the
system, sir, yes, you will not see encounters. Yes.
Well, southwestern border encounters are at a 15-year low under President Trump. Another thing that you mentioned, quote, just shutting off the border to asylum seekers is not going to do that, meaning close the border.
These clowns try to tell you that there's nothing you can do about the border. And we got a beautiful video to show you guys. Matter of fact, they try to tell you there's nothing you could do about the border. And then Biden tried to get up on national TV and say at some other meeting, the joint staff meeting, right? Got up and said that he couldn't do it. But let's listen to this.
Our friends.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
That's right. That's right. That's right, guys.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
That's what we're talking about. That's the great white hope, guys. You want to hear Biden saying that we need new legislation when all we really needed was a new president? Here we go.
That the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
The Democratic brand is toxic right now.
American border problems won't be fixed until Congress acts. If we don't pass my comprehensive immigration reform, at least pass my plan to provide the equipment and officers to secure the border.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
The Democratic brand is toxic right now.
The great white hope.
That the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump.
You gotta love my edit. You love my edits? That's a good edit, bro. I love that one. I thought that reel would have gotten like 20 million views. It didn't get quite up there. That was a good edit, guys. You have to admit, that's a good one, bro. That's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah. In like San Francisco, you could, while taking a dump on the mayor's car. Yeah. In like San Francisco, you could, while taking a dump on the mayor's car in front of City Hall, okay, and that and nothing would happen to you. But if you walk down the street with a MAGA hat, you're gonna get attacked.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. What's also so Orwellian that a hat that says "Make America Great Again" would cause people to have a violent reaction. Like, aren't you American? Wouldn't just as a whole, like the saying, wouldn't that be a good thing for everyone? Make America great again. But
Yes.
because it's attached to Donald Trump and that red hat, you'll get maced for wearing that red hat. They will make America worse by beating you. So it's like it's an evil thing they're doing, a violent assault in America because you want to make America great again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a scene in a book. It doesn't seem like it could be that ridiculous. You know?
And like,
Oh man. The witch, this one right here, bro. I made this meme and I do lots of technical stuff and graphic stuff. I blended her face to where it comes and goes into the witch's face. And here, I'll show you how it. Here.
That the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends.
The Democratic brand is toxic right now.
American border problems won't be fixed until Congress acts. If we don't pass my
That's who you're seeing right there. You're asking who that is. That's a Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro. Rosa DeLauro, Congresswoman, sitting in the seat, right? Not this one. Rosa DeLauro. Rosa DeLauro. Yeah. Yep.
For him to be, is the president going to ask for him to be returned to the United States or not? Like, yes or no?
Let me ask you, what do you think would happen to him if he?
Yep. Yep.
He was sharp. He was on his feet. I saw him.
Senator, on his feet is not praise. He can speak in sentences is not praise.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Look, the question is, what are we going to do now?
Okay. The future.
You guys know who Pocahontas is?
He was sharp. He was on his feet. I saw him.
Senator, on his feet is not praise. He can speak in sentences is not praise.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Look, the question is, what are we going to do now?
Okay. The future of the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
It is moving towards abandoning social issues.
No.
Of talking less about race and gender inequality.
No.
Okay. One prominent Democrat, Rahm Emanuel.
Yeah.
He's called the Democratic brand toxic, weak, and woke.
Thanks, Rahm. He was sharp. He was on his feet. I saw him.
He said, what's going to help the Democrats stop talking about the gender stuff and all this? She said, no. And that's what it is, man. They don't want to quit it. They won't quit it. They want to do the same thing and expect different results.
We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news. Thank you. And by the way, ABC is one of the worst. I have to be honest with you. Thank you. Thank you. We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news. Thank you. And by the way, ABC is one of the worst.
Black Americans have played the role of suckers to the Democratic Party. They've guilted us into voting for them, making us feel as if we're going to be ostracized. They wanted to make sure, we're going to point to racism. We're going to guilt you into voting for us. We're not going to talk about the things that we're doing positively. We're going to talk about what the other side is doing negatively to engage in fear-mongering to help you through fear factor go our way instead of theirs. And it didn't work this time. And to be quite honest with you, even though I might not like some of the things I'm seeing from the Trump administration thus far, the bottom line is I'm glad it didn't work, because I think for the longest time, Black Americans have played the role of suckers to the Democratic Party. They've guilted us into voting for them. There's
a lot of truth right there. There's a lot of truth right there, guys.
Do women have penises?
So I believe that women...
Democrats have gone so crazy. Women can have penises. That's not a thing. That's not biology. It's not science. And you sound like a lunatic.
And the women...
Should young girls just get used to penises in their locker rooms and showers? My next question, yes or no. Should little girls get used to penises in their locker rooms and showers? Yes or no?
I don't know what you're...
Oh, sorry, guys. I was, my bad. I was muted. You're absolutely right. I said I got one more meme for us. I got one more video, and we're gonna call it quits. I'm gonna let you guys go. That was your evening medication, and we're gonna end it with this last video, and we'll call it a night. All right, here we go.
Do women have penises?
So I believe that women...
Democrats have gone so crazy. Women can have penises. That's not a thing. That's not biology. It's not science. And you sound like a lunatic.
And the women...
Should young girls just get used to penises in their locker rooms and showers? My next question, yes or no. Should little girls get used to penises in their locker rooms and showers? Yes or no?
I don't know what you're talking about, but what I will say...
Oh, I absolutely do. We've heard testimony today about trans women. Those are women with penises. Those aren't real women. If a man can be a woman, just identify as a woman, as you say, just by saying so, what is the point of having women's sports? What is the point of women's spaces? What is the point of women's scholarships? If you're just going to allow men to take them away, why even bother? Why bother? Do women have penises?
Great questions.
So
Great questions. And I want to play this again before we go, because this is just one of those. It shows the lunacy. You can't even answer the question. They're just easy. These are just the easiest questions. Things that you could redeem yourself. Just answer the question like a normal human would. Here we go. One more time, because this is too good. The state line says women can't helicopter. All right, here we go. Last time, and we're going to call it a night. All right, here we go.
Do women have penises?
So I believe that women.
Democrats have gone so crazy. Women can have penises. That's not a thing. That's not biology. It's not science. And you sound like a lunatic.
And the women.
Should young girls just get used to penises in their locker rooms and showers? My next question, yes or no? Should little girls get used to penises in their locker rooms and showers? Yes or no?
I don't know what you're talking about, but what I will say.
Oh, I absolutely do. We've heard testimony today about trans women. Those are women with penises. Those aren't real women. If a man can be a woman, just identify as a woman, as you say, just by saying so, what is the point of having women's sports? What is the point of women's spaces? What is the point of women's scholarships? If you're just going to allow men to take them away, why even bother? Why bother? Do women have...
All right, guys. As much as I want to keep going, I got to call it quits. I got to go have dinner. I got a steak dinner. My fiance is cooking for me. And I'm going to let you guys go and handle your nightly things you got to do. And we'll go YouTube screwing with your feed. I wonder what they're doing. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for subscribing and liking and all that stuff. Really appreciate it. And you can keep the the name calling coming. It's all good, bro. All good. We'll keep going. Yeah. State line, good night. Everybody, good night. Love you guys. Thank you. I'll see you for your morning medication tomorrow morning. See you soon.